And you can watch the programme in full, ITV tonight after Lucy Letby, Why Is There Silence on the Wards? That's on ITV1 this evening at 8:30.
As Remembrance Day approaches, crosses have been laid on the war graves at Carlisle Cemetery. The Mayor of Carlisle laid the final crosses at the service this morning as part of a ceremony organised by the Royal British Legion.
In the lead up to Remembrance Sunday, we have two special reports. Our first takes us to Silloth in Cumbria, which was a vital airfield during World War II and became home to young men from New Zealand and Australia as they trained to fly bombers. Some never returned home, and the town has never forgotten their sacrifice. Paul Crone reports.
On the outskirts of Silloth, a small cemetery hides a much bigger story of courage and sacrifice. 63 airmen are buried here who came from as far away as Australia and New Zealand to fight during World War II, but never returned home. From 1939, RAF Silloth became a vital training base for Coastal Command. Pilots were given just 3 weeks training to fly Hudson and Wellington bombers. 85-year-old local historian Jeff Wilson from Dissington has been fascinated from a child in the airfield's role during the war.
I've heard stories about people in traffic having to wait until a bomber crossed the road because they dispersed everything here. It went out into farmyards, it went out into barns. They were frightened they're going to get caught.
Most of the airmen who came to Silloth from Australia, Canada and New Zealand were barely out of the teens, and of course they all dreamt of becoming RAF pilots. But with an average training of just 3 weeks, flying bombers and fighter planes soon became a very precarious and often fatal profession. Flying officer Dennis Mann from New Zealand was just 22 when he died after his aircraft crashed in the Solway Firth.
Some of the locals took a macabre delight in telling these young men when they were walking down the streets that Hudson Bay was out there. Well, if you're from Canada, they think you're talking about Hudson Bay. And what it was, so many aircraft had ditched in that bay, it was called Hudson Bay.
25-year-old Flight Sergeant Franklin Zabrig from Canada died in 1943 when his Hudson crashed shortly after takeoff on a night training flight. None of the 4 crew survived. And these poignant photographs show military funerals at the Causeway Head Cemetery were sadly not uncommon sights. The death of our crews was always felt deeply by the local community.
There's a lot of that being Cumbrians putting their arms around and saying, it's our boys, even though these boys are from Saskatchewan and Gisborne, New Zealand, etc. They were our boys.
And it's a bond which is recognised by senior military officials in New Zealand.
Almost all New Zealanders, know of the soldiers that, World War I, World War II, other conflicts around the world, that we've contributed a large number of our or a large percentage of our population to fight in these conflicts. I just think it's incredibly moving that they continue, people of Silloth, continue to every year remember those that came across and fought in World War II and other conflicts.
The World War II airfield is still clearly visible today, hopefully a permanent reminder of those who travelled from the other side of the world to serve at Silloth. Paul Crone, ITV News.
people of Silloth in remembrance. And tomorrow we will travel north of the border to